You messed up, admit it, you fell, you crashed, you burned harder than you ever thought possible. You let people down, you let yourself down, you did things you swore you never would, or maybe you failed to do the things you promised you always would. And here you are, standing in the ashes of the plans you thought were solid, wondering how the hell it all went so wrong. Maybe you're sitting there laughing like a madman at the sheer absurdity of it all, because when everything's broken, sometimes all you can do is laugh. That laugh, that sound coming out of you. That's the sound of life tearing you apart and daring you to get back up. That's the sound of someone who's been stripped of every illusion and now stands naked, raw, real. That's the sound of someone who is about to be reborn. You see, you messed up, but so what? Who said perfection was the goal? Who sold you the lie that falling was failure? You fell, you bled, you embarrassed yourself. Good, congratulations. Welcome to the real world, where the strongest people aren't the ones who never fall, they're the ones who get up bleeding, laughing, and spitting in the face of everything that tried to break them. You think you're broken, maybe you are, maybe that's exactly what needed to happen. Because the version of you that played it safe, that was too careful, too scared to risk looking foolish, needed to die. Needed to be shattered. Only now, after the pieces have fallen, can you finally build yourself into something real. They called you a fool. They called you a joke. Maybe you are a joke. But guess what? Every great story starts with someone being underestimated. Every legend begins with someone being told they weren't enough. They laughed at the Wright brothers before they touched the sky. They mocked Edison when he failed 1,000 times. They laughed at Jordan when he got cut from his high school basketball team. They said he wasn't good enough. You messed up. Good. Now you have the thing that most people spend their whole lives avoiding, a reason to fight like hell. A reason to rise. A reason to claw and scrape and bleed and roar your way back to something better, something stronger, something unbreakable. You see, when you have nothing left to lose, when you've already tasted failure, you become dangerous. You become free. What can they threaten you with? What can they take from you that hasn't already been burned to the ground? Nothing. And that makes you the most powerful kind of person. The kind of person who fights not because they're guaranteed to win, but because they refuse to quit. Because standing back up is victory enough. Because breathing, even after being buried, is a rebellion. You messed up, so what? Own it, wear it like armor. Let the world see the cracks, the scars, the imperfections. Let them laugh, let them talk. Every joke at your expense is fuel. Every whisper behind your back is a stepping stone. Every sneer is a challenge you will crush beneath your heel. Because you're still here, you're still breathing, you're still capable of becoming something that they can't even imagine. You are a masterpiece forged in failure, carved by pain, polished by perseverance. You are not broken, you are becoming. Do you know why people fear the ones who have nothing left? Because those people have seen the worst. They have stared into the abyss and laughed. They have danced with their demons and made peace with their darkness. They know that rock bottom isn't the end, it's the foundation. They know that the ashes are where the phoenix rises. They know that the joke isn't on them, it's on the world that thought they could be kept down. You messed up. Good. Now you're dangerous. Now you have a chance to be something real, something raw, something unforgettable. They want you to feel shame. They want you to hide. They want you to tuck your tail between your legs and slink away. Don't you dare. Don't you dare give them that satisfaction. Smile. Stand tall. Walk through the wreckage of your mistakes with your head high. Let them see that you're not ashamed. Let them see that you carry your failures like battle scars, proof that you dared to try, proof that you dared to live. Let them see that the joke isn't on you. It's on them for thinking you could be broken. Every time you stumbled, every time you fell, every time you got laughed at, you were learning. You were growing. You were gathering the kind of strength that can't be faked, can't be bought, can't be taught. Real strength, the kind that doesn't come from winning easy victories, but from dragging yourself, bloodied and battered, through the fire and coming out still breathing. Still laughing, still fighting. The world wants you to believe that messing up is the end. They want you to believe that once you fail, you're finished. But they're wrong. The people who win, the people who change the world, the people who leave a legacy, they are the ones who messed up the most. They are the ones who stumbled, who fell flat on their faces, who got laughed at, who got rejected, who got betrayed. And they didn't quit. They didn't disappear. They stayed. They fought. They turned their pain into power, their failure into fuel, their brokenness into beauty. You messed up. Good. Now you have the freedom to build yourself from the ground up. Now you get to decide who you become. No more pretending. No more faking. No more hiding behind the mask of, everything's fine. It's not fine. You messed up. Own it. Love it. Embrace it. Because now you can be real. Now you can be raw. Now you can be unstoppable. You think the Joker ever cried about being misunderstood? About being laughed at? No. He laughed with them. He turned their scorn into a symphony. He owned every piece of madness they tried to shame him for. He wore his chaos like a crown. You think you messed up. You think you've fallen too far. You haven't even begun. The only thing that can defeat you now is yourself. The only thing that can stop you is giving up. And you're not going to do that. Not now. Not after everything. You're going to get up. You're going to dust yourself off. You're going to smile that wild, crazy smile that says, you can't break me. You can't stop me. I've already lost everything, and I'm still here. You can't scare me. You can't shame me. I'm already free. Because that's the truth. You are free now. Free from the chains of perfection. Free from the prison of other people's expectations. Free from the fear of messing up, because you already did, and you survived. You are a storm that can't be silenced. You are a wildfire that can't be controlled. You are a masterpiece still in progress, still being painted with the bold, bloody strokes of a life actually lived. So laugh. Laugh like a maniac if you have to. Laugh in the face of every mistake, every failure, every heartbreak. Laugh because they thought it would break you. Laugh because they thought it would silence you. Laugh because you know better now. You know that the mess is where the magic happens. You know that the fall is where the fight begins. You know that the darkness is where the stars are born. You messed up. Good. Now get up. Wipe the blood from your mouth. Straighten your shoulders. Smile that wicked, wild, knowing smile. And get ready. Because the world hasn't seen anything yet. They haven't seen the fire you're about to unleash. They haven't seen the greatness you're about to carve out of the ruins. They haven't seen the legend you're about to become. You are not done. You are not broken. You are not defeated. You are just getting started. You messed up. Good. Now go show the world what happens when someone who has nothing left to lose decides they're going to win anyway. Would you also like a darker or slightly more intense version of this speech too, like a true Joker vibe? I can do that if you want.